I really thought I'd do cooking on here, and I look like a fat fuck. I think I'm fatter than I've ever been right now, in my face, in my stomach, and just kind of like, I guess now that I'm getting higher up in the crane operating world, I'm barely outside of the crane. So I was like looking up techniques. It's kind of funny, like zero cooking skills from childhood. All my cooking skills ever, which are like about zero, are just from girlfriends or girls I was seeing, and or like searching shit. But like, there's like a meal prep I do that like it was. I just like was so dumb, and like I always had like a weird mental block with cooking. I don't know what. Well, I don't know. Really want to get into it if I ever made the smallest amount of a mess. I got fucking bloody screamed at. So, yeah, like, I don't know, with someone that I was seeing within, like, the last couple years, they said cooking's, like, self-love. And I'm not gonna lie, like, most of my life, I worked on film sets where they just fed you, and it was, like, either really shitty food or pretty okay food or pretty good food, depending on the size of the production, right? And, yeah, I know, I just, like, would take food home, or I just eat out at restaurants. I really like eating out at restaurants. And then last night, mentally decided, because, you know, I was at a brew house, and one drink and 2 appetizers was $78 after tip. So then I was like, you know what, I don't know, because it's like this food you can eat at a restaurant's always better, I guess. I think I just did that wrong. So, my God, I look fat. And this is a worse angle too. But yeah, no, I just feel fatter in my face. I think I've just been eating like shit and a lot of Uber Eats and whatnot. Yeah. So, I guess, you know, I'm trying to make, you know, I'm doing a bit of shift work right now. Like where it's like 12 or 14 days straight, and then you get like days off, and then I end up working on late days anyways. But grateful to have a job in a time when I'd rather be overworking than underworking right now. At a time when everyone is in a super amount of debt. Like everyone I know, the people that are like honest, like everyone has more credit card debt than ever. So it's like maybe, just maybe, that was the time to get even more into cooking, and like this ain't nothing that cool. So sorry if you guys were. So, because you know, restaurants, I guess the appeal of restaurants is it's like, okay, a place like Brew House or Montana's, it's like the staff is like trained to be like, hey, just like be really, really nice to everyone. Hey, Cool Jacks. And then they're like, you know, and then I guess a lot of people go for the loneliness and the attention and connection. Me personally, I think when I hit 31 and I could fucking care less about talking to other people. I'd rather go talk to my internet friends or go home and read a book. And I was somewhere where I was out drinking with some guys. You know, they were drinking beer and I was drinking wine, like a little fancy boy. And I have really cut back on my alcohol consumption. It's almost zero. And it's like, in my life, I've either been like, not, it's always around December, because it's like the Christmas holidays, I drink too much, and then it's like, those are the years when I'm like, fucking no alcohol for a year. And most years I've made it. Like there was one year where I was in Montreal, and I was like, no, I'm gonna like enjoy the patio, because this is gonna be like my last summer. I just like knew it was gonna be the last summer in Montreal, so then I knew I had plans to like go back to Winnipeg and start my crane apprenticeship. So I was like, you know what, like I should enjoy my summer here and enjoy the patios. And I do like the social aspect of it. I just don't like, when I was in Vancouver Island, it's like I felt everyone there drank every single day after work. Like it's like there is a lot to do there, and then there's not. Like there's a lot of places to go hiking, but like after work you don't want to go fucking hiking. Like I don't know. Like you just like, and it's like a chill and relax. I'm trying to get into drinking non-alcoholic beers. I'm also just trying to cut down beer at all, because it's like right now I feel more fat than ever. And it's like, also I kind of went through more of like a strength building. I've never been like into bulking or like cutting, and I just work out, right? And then I'm probably not going to go, well, yeah, there's nowhere to really go hiking right now. I'm cooking, goddammit. And I think like, because my goals were, last year I ran full marathon, and in like 2024 I did a couple of half marathons. I did a half marathon in under 2 hours. My full marathon time was like, what the fuck was it? It was 4 hours and 45 minutes. And it's funny because there was someone that, like, we were around the same level of like how good we were. And she was a she. But she kind of just kept training and focusing on that. And then she eventually, haven't really talked to her, but I think she probably ran the marathon in under 4 hours. And I just kind of went back to strength training, and it was like the month before my first marathon, I did my first strongman competition, and I haven't really done many since. And I don't know, it's just like more for goals of me and being able to show people that, or it was just like a milestone of like, okay, I deadlift over 500. I think the most I ever deadlift right now, it's 600, but it was in the easy trap bar. So it does not really the same. And even like my strength, I think I've lost a little bit just because more working and not working out and allowing alcohol back in my life. I fucked this one up. But yeah, anyways, I think I've just gained a lot more weight because I was just focused on strength. I benched 315 when I was in Vancouver Island. So, yeah, like that was a big thing for me. Like that was a huge thing for me. I don't know, it was just like the milestone, and I remember it was like out of Fit for Less. And this guy, I was using fucking the old ChatGPT for workout programs. And then what actually helped me break the barrier was there's this block thing, where it like goes on your chest, and there's different inch levels. It's in my car. But like just getting your body and your nervous system used to the weight, and then it's like I would train up to the weight, but then I would put 315 or something heavier, and then I would go and it would be like 6 inches off, and then I'd do a couple reps, and then I'd drop it, and then I kept dropping it. And then like a lot of bench press, it's always down here. And I think what really helped me was like the next week, I just kind of took a break from barbell, and then there's like where you do dumbbell and you go really deep to strengthen this part, and that's kind of where a lot of shoulder injuries happen. So then like, I was like cranking that out, and then it was like, I have the video up, it's in one of my shorts, and it happened kind of easy. My ass probably lifted up a little bit. Pro powerlifters might be like, I don't know if that counts, barely counts, but yeah, I don't know. So my next goal, like, I like to hit these like, these markers of like, another decent like feat of physical fitness is doing 20 chin-ups. Most ever done in 17. I had the goal of doing 20, and I just, it is funny. It's like the barrier, and I think it's a mental barrier of, it's like my mental barrier of, like, I was stuck at 310 for a year, and that doesn't make sense, but it's like the numbers get in your head, and you get so excited for how big of a deal something is, and you make it a big deal. And I'll be very honest, I was working on my pilot's license, and it's like, this is a thing that's going to change my life, and it's like I would put it off so much doing the online courses. I don't know, I think I'm going to cut all these because they're getting pretty rotten. I'm going to steal some Ziploc bags from my roommate. Put these in the freezer or something. But anyways, part of doing stuff like this is I'd rather chill at home and maybe stream and then like talk to people on the internet. And why the fuck, I don't know, like it's kind of funny. I was at a brew house yesterday, And it's not about like, oh, talking to pretty girls or this, that. It's like, I don't know, I just like talking to people. Well, I hate group conversations. I like talking to people one-on-one. Fucking group conversations are stupid, in my opinion. And, yeah. And it was just like, I realized I talked to this like husky fucking dude bartender, and we talked about his tattoos for like probably 20 minutes. And I really enjoy like the one-on-one conversations. I find I just find group conversations, people aren't themselves. Maybe if it's like a podcast or something and people are trying to present themselves as a brand, but yeah, I don't know. And then I saw these avocados in Superstore for like fucking $3, and it's just kind of funny because like avocado toast at like hipster restaurants where the servers are not even that nice to you, or just kind of fucking rude. They There was the odd place in Montreal I found like, god damn it, these hipster fucking Gen Z are so mean and rude. It's funny, I have a buddy that's like 40, and I guess he'd be considered a millennial, right? And then he was telling me, he's like, I never even like would consider myself that. Like I grew up in a different time, and my whole life I was called Gen Z, or Gen X. So it's weird to be called a millennial, and like I kind of feel the same. Like it's like I'm 31. Let's cut that filth. So it depends who you asked. It's like they might say like I'm a younger millennial or like an elder Gen Z, but my whole life like Gen Z didn't like become a fucking term that was on the internet until like 2020. It felt like a lot of things kind of became a term in 2020. It's like people are just bored in their houses or something, making shit up. Oh, there's like a top fan thing. I've never seen this before. Didn't even know. Don't even know what the hell that's about. So thanks to anyone who's participating in that. Okay, so oh fuck, I did it wrong. The chef's kind of like, I don't know if like it's ripe enough. Ah fuck, I'm not doing this right. And then like I saw a thing where they like cook it and see that's not what the restaurant's like. But you know maybe I'll get good at presenting it like the restaurants do. Ta-da! I didn't mash it up. I guess maybe, and that's the thing about cooking. It's like it's kind of like getting tools, right? Like in your shop, and you're like, oh, I use this, and okay, like I bought a glass thing for doing meal prep for chicken, right? I don't know. That's like that's the only fucking full meal I know how to make is like chicken, rice, peppers, and broccoli. Someone walked me through that, and I wrote down the recipe, and I've been making that almost every week since. Honestly, kind of getting sick of it, but that's is what it is. And this cost me I have no idea how much these avocados cost. I'm gonna cut all of them and just freeze them or something. I'm gonna sit here and eat fucking avocados. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I would say the biggest thing that I've wasted money on over the years is eating at restaurants. And there was like places in Montreal that were like $300 a night. I went to like those places once to try them. It's an experience. But then there's like a place down the road from me. It was like $10 for a really good breakfast that was like massive, and I'd basically get like portions. If you ordered avocado, it'd be like this many, and it was like huge portions, and it was like the best food I've ever had. And it's like, there's a place in Winnipeg called Nick's Inn. I like that, but this place in Montreal I liked a little bit better. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, and I would say like I've done stuff like that out of pure loneliness. You know, I've heard stories of guys just like pissing away money on OnlyFans. I think in my entire life, I've spent like $40 on that site, because it's like, I don't know, when someone like I went to middle school with, or like someone like a celebrity goes on there, I'm like, I am a little curious. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't know, I'm just trying to like rid my life of shit like that. But it's like, I never had an addiction like that. I just think I love going to restaurants and blowing money. Like that's my. And so what I'm doing now in my life is when I feel like blowing money, and even if like it's money that maybe I shouldn't spend and I should keep in a savings as like an emergency fund, if I feel like blowing money, what I do is like my car loan is probably my lowest interest, and I'm paying like $70 a week anyways, and I think like in the year it'll be gone. But that's like the one interest that it doesn't really make sense to pay now, because it's like I don't get that money back. It's not like I'm paying off a line of credit or a credit card where then it's like, okay, I can use that money in an emergency. So if I need to do something stupid, I pay the car off sooner. And it's just like, there is something about like blowing money. It makes you feel good, or moving money. It makes you feel like, okay, I made something happen. Or I just like, there's a lot of like stock lending on Wealthsimple right now, and I buy like that, or like dividend stocks, and you can buy like you can buy a fraction of stocks, or buy like a crypto and stake it. And if I feel the need to impulsively buy something, then I just buy it and I stake it on there. I don't know. Anyone watch the new King of the Hill? See, what King of the Hill did is, like, I wish The Simpsons did. Because, like, I haven't watched The Simpsons in 15 years, right? Like, King of the Hill ended before it got faded out. And then they come back 16 years later, and it is cool to revisit the characters. It's like, I wish we could see the characters. It's like, I haven't seen Bobby or Hank in 16 years, and now it feels like real life where you're catching up with people. And shows like King of the Hill, Seinfeld, The Office, Dog, Corner Gas, they're in like Dog's River or something. It shows that are like kind of like about nothing, and then they're just kind of like relatable, right? Kind of like, and then I told someone the other day, it was like, I don't know why, but like Game of Thrones hits like really well psychologically for like so many different reasons. And I told someone the other day, it was like, what Mad Men is to The Office, that's what Game of Thrones is to The Lord of the Rings. Not exactly, not the perfect comparison, but it's like Mad Men is a lot like The Office. It's an office setting, it's a different time, and it's like way more intense. And I never thought I'd like the Game of Thrones, but I watched it once through in 2022, and I just watched it again recently. And I think it's like, because the houses and the intricacies, and like, there's not just like a good and bad guy. It's like you root for different people at different time. The intricacies of all these different houses, and they're not exactly on a side, and it's like there's like 3 sides, and then they're all like the powers are transversing for different reasons, and then different people where they end up. Just like in life, like you end up different places, and it's weird. And like through luck, you get here or there, you get opportunities. And what I liked, and like I kept hearing this, and I've seen videos, and it's like funny, like Sean Bean's character, both in The Lord of the Rings and in Game of Thrones, is like the same, like they're almost the same character. But like I watched one on Jon Snow, probably my favorite character. I had an assistant, he was like the assistant head of the department, and I was the head of the department. And he said, like, I reminded him of Tyrion and the Hound. If Tyrion and the Hound were put together. Which is like, okay. I guess that's a compliment. Not really. Both characters have a lot of flaws, but are both very interesting. And it is funny because people, like, don't like Joffrey or Ramsay, but people are so interested by them, right? But like Game of Thrones, and that's the thing. Don't be afraid of copying things. It's like the Nelk Boys basically copied a lot of the things Jackass did, but you know what? It was a different generation. It was a different take. It was a different reiteration. And then it's like, they've incorporated some of the Jackass people in it, And it's like Game of Thrones, like the guy Jon Snow, the character Jon Snow was like written. A lot of people think as like a comparison to Aragon. Aragon was like kind of more born of privilege, and like Jon Snow was too, but he was a bastard in a noble house, which is like he's not a peasant, but he's something, right? Um, and so I just like I don't know. It's just like you just like in Lord of the Rings. I just watched some clips and I wasn't that into Lord of the Rings, but it's like it seems very 1980s where it's like there's a clear good guy and there's a clear bad guy. There's the orcs, they're bad. Then there's the people that are humans and elves and dwarves and they're good because they look like us. But then like it in Game of Thrones, I don't know. There's just like there was times I was rooting for Cersei, and I honestly liked it when she got back at those fucking maniacs that were like torturing her. I liked it. Um, like, and it's in Theon's story, like, it's a horrible story, but in the end, he gets a little bit redeemed, and, like, and like a lot of people, like, the whole Daenerys going mad, and it does make sense, like, she lost, like, she's a queen and a ruler, she had all these key people, like that Sir Barrister guy, and then the Mormont guy, the son of the Lord of Commander, that she had from the beginning, like all these key people, and then her, the lady that they chopped her head off, Missandei? No, that's the red lady. See, I'm not like that into it, but like the lady with the curls and Cersei cut her head off. Those are the people that kept her balance, and Lord Varys kept her balance, and it's like, fucking Tyrion thought he's doing the good thing by like kind of ratting him out, and then it's like, oh fuck, like Varys was right, she is going mad, we should stop her. And like the intricacies of like watching Jon Snow be known as a bastard, and like where he lived, he was like the shittiest person in the family, and he had the less privilege of them all, wasn't allowed to dine at the Great Hall on the big table with them, had to sit at a different table because he's a bastard, he's the one brother that's an idiot, fuck that guy. But then he goes to the Wall, and it's like he realizes how he had more privilege than all those people, most of them combined, right? So yeah. um I don't know if anyone's gonna bother checking out the rest of my channel, but it's like I have like nature vlogs of like me like walking around the forest, um, in like different places like Vancouver, Montreal, Toronto, kind of some places in like some nicer places in Winnipeg, off the beaten path or whatever. Um, and I have like interviews with like Stitches and then clips of that, and then I have like some artsy fartsy videos. Like I shot like this video of this lady like swimming underwater, and I've like remixed that a couple times. Um, and then like a little bit of like my workout. I don't just like of my goals and like my powerlifting goals, like some of that stuff. Bit all over the place. I guess like, and then yeah, now I started streaming video games. First one I played, I wouldn't say it's a walkthrough because I took 2 hours to play Superliminal. It's like a puzzle game. It's like a dream state puzzle game. I liked it. Like it was like every level has like different physics rules or different like rules to try and follow and figure out. And like it's like being stuck in a dream basically. Like the whole, it's like the same vibe as Portal. And I'll be playing through Portal soon again. I fucking love that game so much. Yeah, and then there was like someone, like fans, like basically remade a game, like made a bunch of levels for Portal. Uh, it's called Revolution or something like that. So I'll probably play that just because I've never played it. So like that'll be interesting to do. Yeah, I always wanted to be a radio broadcaster when I was younger, and it's like this was before like YouTube wasn't big yet. In like 2012 when I graduated, like there were some guys with like millions of guys and gals with millions of followers. There were some breakout hits. Like I remember like South Park doing, like this was before 2012. South Park doing that like episode, and like there was like, I remember in like 2006 to 10 era, there was like 7 really popular videos like viral, like the ninja doing a backflip, the guy doing a backflip, and the panda sneezing, and then that like chocolate rain guy. And it was the era, the era that I really watched more of was like the Jimmy Tatro and like Jenna Marbles and like people putting, like I remember Jimmy Tatro would like make SNL level like skits once a week. And I think he made a lot of money, and then he started like side ventures, and I think he's way more into acting now. Fuck, and that was like the one guy I was like, oh, I want to meet. And it's funny because like I've met way more popular people than that. I've met like Keanu Reeves. I got to interview Aaron Carter. Like I've had some really cool people, but like I think the people that I have ever been starstruck by, I met Stitches and I was starstruck, and it's like because all other celebrity types that I've met, I didn't see them as a celebrity. I just saw them as like, yeah, whatever. But like with Stitches, I was like, I watched his shit all the time. I thought he was really funny. And so when I met him and I was trying to interview him, I was like, you know? Anyways, so these are all my avocados I cut. And I heard like the natural fats in the avocado is really good for you. And I just started like, I guess like YouTube before, there was like a bit of a perfectionism. Like you wouldn't just put out videos, and you'd put out videos only if they're really good, and then that created a lot of perfectionism in people, and then a lot of people would really delay posting. I know that like with some of my longer, like probably the best edited video I've ever made. If you check it out, it's called Montana White interview, because one of those guys from the group went on to kind of continue his rap career, and he's doing pretty well now. But it was like Grand Music Mafia was the group, and they kind of broke up since, but and I edited the living fuck out of that, and it like I procrastinated. I would like edit it for a bit and then take like a 6-month break, and I think that is the best edited video ever. And I think it's got like 8,000 views or something, but it's like, what, I'm really proud of it. It was a good story, really well paced, and like the editing was. But now like the world, it's like they do appreciate good edits, but it's more about like, it's like today I just like, what, I want to make some content, so I just came on here and I'm making avocados. This isn't edited, this isn't like big quality, my phone's against the stove, I'm just here talking about random bullshit, and it's not about, and I think it's like when YouTube, there used to be a thing on like before like the adpocalypse and stuff, see like they put it like there's a thing where I'm trying to like slide it like the chefs do. I'll get it. Where people would like upload fake videos and like be like, oh, this is a Saw video and this is like spoilers, and then like it would get a bunch of clicks and YouTube paid out more on the view. And now it's like the algorithm favors watch time. And it's funny because shorts, it's almost like sometimes better just to post a short that's like 4 seconds, because then it'll get like repeat, like people, I even posted one where it was like kind of like, it was like a puzzle and you look at it and the music just keeps looping, and so people stare at it, and then by the time people are done trying to figure out the puzzle, they've watched it like 7 times, so then you replay. It's like I got 40,000 views on that in a day, and it hasn't grown much since. And it's like I'm trying to like not care about the algorithms and stuff and not that stuff, because it's like I just kind of want to make content and have fun. And I'm not gonna lie, I lost monetization because I was like kind of getting into trying to boost my own channel by like reposting Nelk content, kind of similar stuff, like certain aspects. And Nelk themselves didn't like nail me, but like YouTube, and I was like reposting like just interviews, and like I guess a lot of people like with the captions, and like, but then they just crack down on it right away. With like, you upload it to like an AI thing, it clips it, it puts captions on it, it changes it a bit, and then a lot of people are trying to be like, oh, it's like original content because it's like a commentary, and I modified it and I clipped it, and like that's great to do for your own content, but yeah, no, I did get slapped, so I am on the road to try and get remonetized again. It's like you need 4,000 watch time hours in the span of like 365 days or something like that. And right now, I've got like 100 or something like that. So, I'm just like, yeah, what? They got like 1,500 videos. and it sometimes has been a goal and dream of mine to be a big YouTuber, but I think now, like, I'd like to just kind of like make content, and like I might split off and have like a fitness channel. I know, like, it's just for fun, right? Like, I have a job and career, and it'd be nice to have like a faceless YouTube channel and like kind of start, putting content where it's just my voice and like talking about certain things. And I really like Anti-Profit. I really enjoy him. But on that note, thanks for the watch time and have a good day, guys. Hey, John.